Hello everyone and welcome to another real estate video. This is Javy, the real estate YouTube guy here in Phoenix, Arizona, helping you accomplish your home goals. In today's video, we're going to start off a 3-part video series that I'm going to do here on the channel. Essentially, the theme of the series is 3 rookie mistakes to avoid when X. The reason why I'm using this term is because I actually was watching a Disneyland video. Apparently there's a genre of channels in YouTube where there's just people that talk about Disneyland, and I've been there a few times now in my adult life. So, but I was in the rabbit hole watching a bunch of stuff, and I found a really awesome video by DFB Guide that said 9 rookie mistakes not to make in Disney World. And as I was watching it, I was thinking, you know what, this is a very educational video, and I think I can kind of use the same concept for the people that are actually, getting help from me on YouTube. So what I'm gonna do is make 3 videos. The first video is gonna be 3 rookie mistakes to avoid when looking for a home. This is when you're actually out and about searching with your realtor, going to look at houses, opening doors, etc. The second thing is 3 rookie mistakes to avoid during your escrow. These are 3 things that you can do and try not to do, or look out for during your negotiations, your escrow process, and all that stuff to ensure you have a successful transaction. And finally, I'm going to end the series with 3 rookie mistakes to avoid to do after you buy your house. People think your transaction's over once you get the keys and it's the done deal, but the reality is there's scams to look out for. There's a racket of things that happen after you close on your house that a lot of unsuspecting homeowners don't know, especially because they're so frazzled or emotions are high because you just got the house. It's easier to fall for these things. So if you're excited and you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit subscribe now. Any like or subscription really helps the channel out a lot. So let's get to today's video. All right, so what are 3 rookie mistakes to avoid when you're looking for a home? I'm not going to be basic as hell and say number 1, get pre-approved, be qualified. Everyone, I think, at this point knows you need to get kind of pre-approved or pre-qualified before you start looking for a house, right? And a lot of realtors really bank on this idea that we'll get pre-qualified. But I'm going to take it a little step further. Not only do you need to get pre-qualified, but have a solid understanding of the numbers that is into your estimated payment. This is why. When you meet with your lender, you shouldn't just get hey, you pre-qualify up to this amount. It shouldn't be just that simple. You should get an estimated payment of the price that you think you're going to buy in, the kind of home you're going to buy in, etc. So if you don't have a specific example, the lender is going to be able to give you an estimated numbers on those. So when you look at your estimated payment, look at the numbers that are in it. So you're going to notice, of course, there's several things: principal, interest, there's taxes, there's home insurance, there's mortgage insurance, there's all these weird things. Well, pay attention to them, because first and foremost, your lender is always going to overestimate them. So you might have a basic payment or an estimated payment of $1,500, but on the taxes it might say it's a $200 tax per month. Your hazard insurance might be $80, $100, whatever. So that $1,500 doesn't mean it's set in stone, and it doesn't mean you're going to buy the house. If that $1,500 payment is a pre-approval for, let's say, I don't know, $225,000, $230,000. Well, as you're looking for a house, keep in mind and get your estimated payment handy. If you don't have a printout copy, have it on your phone, whatever the case may be. When you're looking at a house, look at those items like the taxes, what are the HOA, etc. So let's just say, for example, you're out looking for a house and you see that the taxes are actually $1,200 a year. Well, if you look at your estimated payment, your lender had put $200 per month for the taxes. So they were estimating on your mortgage payment that you were going to have about a $2,400 tax per year on the house you're buying. So you can kind of calculate that by looking at this house, because the taxes are $1,200, your payment's going to go down by $100 in your estimate. So maybe your estimated payment for this house is no longer $1,500, it's $1,400. Also, if this pre-qualification for $225,000, a good rule of thumb is every $10,000 equates to $50 in your payment. So if you happen to see something that's maybe $215,000 instead of $225,000, you don't have to call your lender, you don't have to check with your realtor. You can kind of do some basic math and say, well, this house is a little, it's not so great condition, but my payment will be at least $50 cheaper. So that estimated payment of $1,500 might only be $1,450. Now you add that and maybe you calculate the taxes are a little different. So maybe, like I said, the taxes are half of what they were guessing. Well, now you can kind of determine that your payment's $150 less than the original quoted number. So why is it important to know this? You as a homeowner or potential home buyer or someone who's looking for houses, it's good to depend on your realtor and depend on your lender, but you want to have some solid understanding of what's going into your payment. And you want, when it's time to make a decision, your realtor's not going to be there. Usually it's a conversation with you and a spouse or just you yourself. You want to be able to calculate these things so you can kind of have an idea. Of course, your actual payment's not going to be determined until you meet with the lender or you actually have the house under contract with the price and all that stuff. But it'll help you make a decision when maybe you're weighing the option between two houses. This house has this purchase price, which is going to equate to this less in monthly payment, but this house looks really great, but the taxes are a lot higher. And because the taxes are a lot higher, my payment is going to go more than the $1,500 or $100 estimated payment. And I have another video where I talk about some things you can do to save money on your monthly payment, which you can use those numbers to kind of help you get that payment even lower. But more importantly, this is very solid to understand, and it's a rookie mistake not to understand and just go with whatever they're telling you and say, here, go and look. Really make sure to understand what goes into your monthly payment, not just get pre-qualified, understand what's in your estimated payment and take that paper with you so you know and you can kind of calculate what numbers change when you're looking at a house. The second rookie mistake to avoid when you're looking for houses is not taking notes while you're looking at houses. You can look at houses all day long and it's going to be great, but I guarantee you once you look at 3 to 5 houses, you go look at first house, second, third, fourth. If I ask you details about the first house, odds are you're not going to remember. As you look at houses, they start to blur together. You start thinking, hey, did the first one have the pool? Did the second one have the pool? Which one had the granite countertop? Yada, yada, yada. After you're done looking at the house, you kind of just reflect and say, okay, what did I like about this house? What did I not like about this house? From 0 to 10, 0 being the worst house you've ever seen, 10 being the best, what would you rank this house? You put this information on paper. That way you can come back and reflect on it once you've seen other houses. It's really important to be specific on what you liked and what you didn't like about the house, because when it's time to make a decision, these are the things that are really going to make a factor in your decision-making process. So be specific with your notes. It doesn't have to be super detailed, but be specific about what you liked, what made you feel good about the house, what was the ranking, and do not be afraid to change your ranking as you're looking at more houses. And the third and final rookie mistake to avoid when you're looking for a house is having preconceived notions of how you think the negotiations should work for a house. What the heck did you just say, Javier? That's the best way my brain is able to come up with it. Let me explain. You've probably heard of an uncle, an aunt, a father, a mother, a friend of whatever, somebody who's bought a house before. And maybe they had a great process. Maybe they got their closing costs paid. Maybe they bought it $10,000 on a list price. Maybe they bought it with a down payment assistance program that gave them the world. Whether you know it or not, this affects the notions or the kind of thought you have when it comes time to make an offer. Sometimes it even affects your ability to see that what you're getting is actually good. Just because a person A or person B got their house $5,000 less a few years ago and you're not doing it, even though you're getting a great deal, you might not feel like you're getting a great deal because you're not, compared to them, you didn't lose out that money. So please understand, everybody's home buying journey is different, and your home buying journey is yours and yours alone. Do not worry about what other people have done throughout the years. Sure, a few years ago, down payment assistance had a low interest rate. Sure, a few years ago, you could have bought a house for less, maybe $50,000 to $80,000 less than what you were buying for it now. If you think about these things, it just gets you sad. But the point is, you are where you are now. You couldn't do what you couldn't do before for a certain reason. So focus on today and focus on the now. And another huge important note to add is about family and friends. I have seen this. It doesn't matter what, where, who, and what's the situation. It's almost guaranteed majority of the time this happens. When a person is buying a house, you would think their family, their friends who usually love them and support them and care for them are going to be nothing but happy for you. They're going to be super positive about you. They're going to just be overbearing with joy. Well, your loved ones and your friends most of the time have negative things to say about your home buying process. Buying a house is very important. And when someone really loves you a lot and they see you make such a huge investment, it scares them. I'm sure you're scared, but it scares them. And some people don't know how to process that, and they turn that into something that's not helpful. Now, I'm not saying every parent's like this or every family member or friend is like this. Hey, mom, I had to make, there was a multiple offer situation. We had to make $5,000 above list price to get the offer, but we got closing costs. Oh, why didn't? Why did you offer more? What if it's not worth that much? Oh, are you sure? Maybe the realtors lied to you and you don't have, maybe they didn't have multiple offers. Or another example could be, yeah, mom, my payment's gonna be this and this. Oh, when your brother bought the house, his payment's only $1,000. Why is your payment? What kind of program are you using? Huh, I wonder if they make more money if they put you in that. So you can kind of see my point. Your friends and family love you and they want to care for you, but my advice to you is take it with a grain of salt. If you're sure about what you want to do, you're sure about your payment, you're happy with your decision, and then you get this little, voice in your head because of a comment a loved one said, hey, this is not so good. Well, consider their comment, but don't let it affect your ability and affect your home buying journey. At the end of the day, guys, you either rent, and the rent is about the same price, or if not more, for the same house in the same area, or you own the house for the same monthly payment. Do you want to own it or do you want to rent it? And that's all the time we have for today, guys. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time. If you want to join the Home Goal Homies, we are now over 6,000 subscribers strong. Subscribe below. And if you think this video might help someone please send them this video their way. And of course, if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Phoenix, Arizona area, my contact information can be below. There's also going to be a program where you can find and get a referral. You just have to input your city and your state where you're from and how soon you want to buy, and then I will find 3 realtors to call me and interview them and try to pair you with the right one. We're still in the early process of that, but that program's coming out soon and here to help you guys. So look in the link below, and if that program is ready, you're going to see it in the URL. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time, and make it a wonderful day.